morning, warriors. Please join me in the pledge to the Bible. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word. I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I will hide its words in my heart, that I might not sin against God. Join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's work on our Catechism Questions. We're working through the concept of a covenant, the way that God relates to his people. So, in what condition did God make Adam and Eve? He made them. And what covenant did God make with Adam? Covenant of life. So here's the question. What is a covenant? And as a reminder, it's a relationship that God establishes with us and guarantees by his word. So what is a covenant? A relationship. Let's try it again. A relationship that God establishes with us and guarantees by his word. Your turn. Good. A relationship that God establishes with us and guarantees by his word. We're also working on things that make school a better place. We've been talking, a couple of them we've talked about is God is opposed to the proud. The ant works hard. Good. And then we also, this is when we whisper, he who hates correction. And we've been talking about the importance of wisdom. This week we've talked about courage. And courage, we talked about, is that sticking point of virtue when you want to give in to temptation and you don't think anybody's watching, it won't matter, nobody cares, no one will see it. That sticking point, courage, is to stay virtuous. One of the best stories of a virtuous person is a story of St. George. He's the patron saint of England. Now, I know there's at least two students here that would know what the England flag looks like. Elizabeth, what is on the flag of England? What colors are there? There's red, right? And there's a cross, like a red cross on there. And that is symbolizing their patron saint, St. George. And here's the story. So back in the days of the Crusades, and some of you are studying that or will be studying that, there was a very brave knight named St. George. He was traveling through the land, and he comes across a village that's been terrorized by a dragon. And the dragon promises not to eat anyone as long as the villagers feed the dragon every day. So they choose one sheep a day to feed the dragon, to keep the dragon from coming and eating and devouring the whole village. Well, eventually, what's going to happen? You run out of sheep. Now what do? So the villagers, afraid for their lives, decide that they're going to put everyone's name in a hat, and then the name that gets chosen, that person they're going to sacrifice to the dragon to save everyone else. So name by name, person by person, the dragon devours. Eventually, the king, his daughter's name gets drawn from the hat. What's the king going to do? Will he lose his daughter to the dragon? So on this day, by good fortune and providence of God, St. George comes through the village. And he's like, what's going on? And they are all distressed. This dragon, he's been terrorizing us, and now the king's daughter is going to be sacrificed. What do? If you're a brave knight, what do? You what? Fight the dragon, right? Fight the dragon. He's like, I'll take care of it. So he goes up to the dragon, who is this mean, ferocious, and fairly well-fed dragon. But he notices under the dragon's arm there's this little crease. And dragons have these really strong scales on them, but he notices a little crease under the arm. So what does a brave knight do? Draws his sword and charges and slays the dragon. There's a huge feast in the village celebrating this victory and the bravery and courage of one man standing up to the dragon. The story of the Bible is actually a story, and guess what? He gets the girl, right? He gets the princess. So, the story of the Bible is about killing the dragon, slaying the dragon, and getting the girl. What do I mean by that? In the Bible, who's the dragon? Who is the great dragon of the Bible, Mason? Right, Satan. Who is the brave knight that slays the dragon in the Bible? Who's that, Valor? Jesus. Who's the girl in the story of the Bible? This one's a little bit trickier. Who's the girl in the story? Jackson? No. Who's the girl in the story of the Bible? Who is the bride of Christ? Who is the bride of Christ? Lauren? No. All right, sixth grader, come on, Jackson. The church, Christians, believers. So the story of the Bible is slay the dragon, get the girl. And he has called us today, and especially young men and women, or especially young men, to be leaders and brave and courageous, to slay those dragons and to get the girl. So for you today, show courage like brave St. George. Whatever dragon that is today, is it a test? Is it a relationship that you're having trouble with? Are you struggling with something? God has called you to draw your sword, slay that dragon in the name of Christ. This song we're singing is also a reminder that we are to stand up as brave warriors for Jesus. So one of the lyrics that we sing is, "Let courage rise with danger." What does that mean? What it's saying is, as danger rises, what is to rise with it? Courage, right? So as the challenge gets greater, our courage is rising to meet the challenge. And that's the call for us today and for the rest of our lives. It's Friday, so we're going to finish. Let's finish strong like good warriors. The Lord be with you.